ZA. We're in the mecca of off-road racing in South Africa for round 2 of the South African Off-Road Championships, the Baberspan 500. It's going to be very hot here today at Baberspan between Sunnyhof and Delareyville in the western part of the Northwest Province, so it's an early start for the competitors. 61 four-wheelers are lined up, and one of the favourites for a win today is the mighty Castrol Toyota.
We're lying very good. We're first of the production vehicles, and we're very familiar to the conditions here, and we're looking for a very nice event today. We've won this event about 5 or 6 times in the past, so looking forward, very forward for today. Hope we can win again.
Another favourite for an outright win is Neil Woolridge in the Dakar Pajero.
A little bit nervous, as always, before a race. You'd think after 20 years we'd get used to it, but it's still the same every bloody time. But we're in quite a good position. I think we're lying second in our class, only a couple of seconds behind in actual time. And it's a long day, it's 500 k's. I think the first objective is to get to the end. And we should have a good run. The car's 100%.
6 o'clock on the dot in the first of the 19 Class A cars, basically unlimited vehicles as far as size and specification go, are underway, and they've got 500 k's to go. Francie Chepik, another one of the favourites with his son Francie Jr., get going in the B Motors race car, and after second place overall in the Lichtenberg 400, he's got to be out for an overall win. That engine sounds absolutely crisp. Those identification lights at the back, by the way, so you can be seen in the dust. And wonderful to see so many locals out at this time of the morning. The Motortech Jimco, that's a former champion, Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne underway. And here's the Yokohama tie shot Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. There are 9 entries in this class as R.P. Reinecker and Robin Houghton get underway. It's starting to get light amongst the 9 starters in Class D. Another Castrol Toyota. This time it's the standard one with a spectacular Kassi at the wheel.
Well, we're positive. We're going to do well, myself and Pete. We've got a brand new Hilux, it's the second time out, and we go for a good Class D win today.
And who does Andrew Birkin, another Class E Toyota, think is going to be his competition this time?
Baberspan has never been good to us, but I think today's going to be our lucky day.
And who are you looking out for out there?
We've got some good competition in Class E. We've got the Vissers, the local guys, they know the route, and Hein Grobler, also with a very good vehicle.
Local Jannie Visser's definitely a favourite in his Toyota.
Oh, it just all depends on the dust. The dust is bad. We'll see how it goes. But we'll go slow for the first lap. We'll go and try the second lap.
I see your team, Baberspan.
Yes, we're all from home.
Andrew and Chris Birkin in the 3-litre 4x4 get underway to lead 9 other vehicles in this class for 4-cylinder engines up to 3-litre. And the crowd is starting to grow. Jannie Visser and Jan Bester in Class E, the 4x4, also up to 5 litres, also pot and in a hurry. A real push-on driver, Tony Yo, is his wife Mandy navigating, and there's a lot of action ahead for him in a very quick Continental tied Sabat-sponsored Land Rover Defender 90. Here's the first of the special vehicles for 4-cylinder 2-litre engine, no restriction on type of body, suspension or drivetrain. You can see how effective it is. That's Newton Love and Colin Pote. They were second in Lichtenberg, and the man they want to beat badly in the single-seater is the previous round winner, Tom Smith. Kassi and Pete Swanepoel underway. They've got 480 k's ahead of them in the Castrol Toyota. The course is over 2 loops at 244 k's each, with a pit stop in the middle, so it's going to be a long, hot and a very hot day. Already the temperature's in the mid-25s. Coming back into the reckoning this year and totally relaxed and enjoying his motorsport. You can see them waving at us. This is Richard Schilling in a very quick Motortech Jimco. It's designed only to do what you see he's doing now, and that's to do it quickly and with a fair amount of comfort. And the Chepiks in their race car. Both these vehicles have very limited accommodation. They're crushed in there. It's 2 people with the driver and navigator sitting shoulder to shoulder. And look at that Motortech at work. That front suspension, those drivers are sitting in relative comfort there as the suspension kicks everything thrown at it. No middle money for this sort of vehicle here. It's the favourite, the Chepiks, and they are going hard as well across some very rough bush. The boys from Botswana, Shamir Bariawa and Liaquat Ali Khan, the driver-navigator pair in a state-of-art chin-out. It's got virtually everything on it, you can see, everything you want for going across dirt very, very quickly. coming at us flat out with Robin Houghton. He's looking for those day-glow markers that show these vehicles got to go off to the left. It's RP Reineke in the works. Castrol Toyota, very popular with the crowd. This neck of the woods, he's won it 6 times, you heard him say, and they look very comfortable, I must say, in that cab of the Land Cruiser. On the open road, they turn into the bush. There they come again to the narrow tracks. The Navigator's still got to work very hard here, looking for the next turn-off, which is easy to miss in this sort of country. The Repro Gel Mitsubishi Pajero, that's the Dakar one just ahead, is starting to fly. And they're catching the other cars. They started before him, but nice part of it all, they're doing it with aircon and electric windows in that vehicle. And going for their first points this season, Rashid Noble and Cooper, who are racing their Chef engine special, sounding very nice. Woolridge and Vermaak in that Pajero are starting to catch everyone. They're having a good event. This event is known for its heat and dust, and although, funny enough, the roads are very rough, there's surprisingly few punches on these tracks. Leading his class, Tom Smith in that mighty mag. He's very effective over this type of country, and a winner to boot. John Weir Smith and Murray Haller in their race coach, now getting really hot, and it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Single-seater star once again. Thompson, he certainly presses on in that vehicle. He's got to do all his own navigating, just like a motorcyclist, and he's got to be pretty fit in that vehicle. Here's the Toyota they call Old Fred, but Gerard and Rick Camp are pedaling along and looking good for a win as they stand to close on RP Reineke, who seems to be having some sort of a problem. And the locals, you can hear them, they're all for these vehicles here. They just love it. The Land Cruiser of Schumi, Van Veeren, Schumi sounds very familiar, and Fani Kotza. Well turned out vehicle that. And of course from this neck of the woods you only get good vehicles, very successful in these events. Swanepoel pits the Navigator, also manages Kyle Army, second behind Woolridge in the Pajero, looking very good, 4th overall at the moment with a totally standard motor. This place is infested with Castrol Toyota. There's Schumi and Fani again, and they followed pretty closely there. We've got, here he comes, the standard Toyota, the Castrol Toyota of Cassie Coetzee, and Piet Swanepoel is on the march, way out in the bush there. It's getting very hot. And here's still the original horsepower of another kind in this neck of the woods is used for family transport. Newton Love and Colin Pope, the two of them in their nicely turned out vehicle to come cruising past their race coach, lying second at the moment behind Tom Smith, as we say, drives on his own. The Birkins, Andrew and Chris in their Toyota, they're staying ahead in Class E for production vehicles. That's up to 3 litres. They've got Fisser and Bester in their Toyota. Here they come, looking very good. This has been a successful vehicle. Of course, local knowledge pays off handsomely in this sort of event. And the crowds are growing all the time, watching this sort of thing. Here they are standing way out in the bush, watching these vehicles come past. One of the hottest Land Rovers in the country, the Sabat Land Rover, fitted with Continental tires of Tony and Mandy Yo. She's a Navigator, of course, Mandy. At the moment, they're third behind Woolridge and Cassie Coetzee, sounding really good. It's got a 2.8-litre BMW engine in that one. As Coetzee, Labuskaghni and Hans Gerber in the Sandmaster, here they come toward. That's nice, these little windscreens in front of them, give them some sort of protection. They're well on their way around the 244-kilometre course. First of the quads and the motorbikes are ready to get underway at 7:30 p.m.
Ek kom om te kom wen, ek kom nie om te kom verloor nie. Maar as iemand anders te wen, die beste man sal wen. So ek gee net my beste en ek sal goed doen.
Yeah, you know, today is 500 kilometers, but very dusty because Baberspan hadn't had rain for a long time. But I've got a good starting place, second yesterday after the time trial, 8 seconds behind the local boy, Carl LaRue. So it's a long day today, but you know, obviously it's good to have a good starting position because of the dust.
Well, I'm starting 10th on the grid in the first 200. I'd like to just keep my positioning because it's pretty fast, and I don't know whether I'll make any positions up, but if I can stay where I am, I'll be quite happy.
Yeah, I feel good. I'm actually quite happy because Alma's starting 1 second in front of me. He's my main opposition in the 250 class. Jeremy Davies is behind us, and I think it's going to be good. The only thing we've got to worry about is the dust this morning, and when we start catching the quads on the cars, I think we're really going to battle to get through.
Daryl's a good rider, and I've just got to try and keep my head together and not make any mistakes with him behind me, because you're always under pressure when a rider's pushing you, and hopefully we don't have any missteps between the two of us out there.
Time for the motorcycles to get underway. They start last behind the four-wheelers and the quads. They're very quick across the bush here, all these different roads and tracks. Local man, the AJA Panasonic Castrol KTM, Carl LaRue. It's going to take him not too long to get up to the first of the slower cars. They started an hour and a half before. From Lady Brand, the winner, Lichtenberg 400. Simons on the order page, Sally on the Duper. And just a second behind, you heard him before, Daryl Curtis on the KTM, that AJA Panasonic Castrol KTM. And being that close, a lot of dust and stones are going to come from Errol Simon's back wheel. Here's his first ride of the year, Jacques Struik on the Yamaha, and here's the legend from Dakar. He won it by day there across 11,000 kilometers of Sahara Desert. He's the dairy farmer from Luxembourg, Vickers van Deventer. Can anybody beat him? Struik leads, but he knows bad news for him. He's got one man in his tail, and that's Vickers. And here he comes, that angry, banshee, wailing, listen to it. Jojo Tank Yamaha. How can he keep this up for nearly 500 kilometers? He stands, he sits, and he sends it. 14 is a man's got no numbers. He's riding a Johannesburg Yamaha. And just behind him, we've got the winner of the Lichtenberg 400 on the Joburg Yamaha. It's John Craig Costello, another very competitive rider. These kids just love the quads. You can hear them all out there in the bush just cheering them on as they go there. They are so fast, these motorcycles, and you can tip them very, very easy. They've got to work hard, these riders on the quads, all their drivers. Look at them, just loving it. Crowds are coming off the course. It's now up nearly 30 degrees. The first of the motorcycles, the local man, Carl Raroo on the KTM. He knows he's got to hurry. He's got Alfie Cox not too far behind him. And as he goes in the bush, you can start looking over his shoulder. And here he is. Takes a different line into this corner. On the Natro Freight KTM is the legend. Alfie Cox, he third in the Paris Dakar and the Granada Dakar this year, and that's a man is legend. More successful than any other rider in South African motorsport. Here's the Raroo again. Really in a hurry. I love it. They just get it sliding into the bush, then they start to wheel it over some of these bumps. And this goes on for 500 km. You've got to be so fit. And Alfie Cox just on his way here, just sending along in control. He does most of this whole route standing up on his motorcycle. And of the 200cc class, the champion was number one on it. The KTM, the AG Panasonic Castrol KTM, is Rion Fanica, going exceptionally well. And the crowd love it. Wherever you go along the route, there's always someone to watch you. Another danger man, the auto-paid salary Honda, Errol Dalton, that big 500. Handful in the bush. Listen to the lowdown talk of that engine. Mega power on these dirt roads. And Elmer Simons, he's leading the 250 class. He's hurrying along on that auto-paid cellular Honda. He's really flying. He leads the championship, having won the Lichtenberg 500. And it's time for the first pit stop. 244 Ks behind them. Here's Richard Chilling and Ashley Thorne. They've got a flat. Oh, bad. That'll set them back a wee bit. And the next one, Oppie Ranica, in for his pit stop with Robin Houghton. And they've been having overheating problems. They've been stopping all along the route to try and find water to fill up the radiator. But knowing Oppie, he's going to carry on and finish the event. And looking for their men, and here they come. And leading are the campers. They go straight on through in that Fred X-Works Toyota. As Cassie Kutsi and Pete Swanepoel coming in the Castrol Toyota, they're also looking good.
Not too bad. For a Class D vehicle, we're quite happy. We're quite impressed. We've got a flat wheel just the last 2-3 Ks. Otherwise, it was dusty this morning. Quite a lot of dust. And but the road's all right. We short of some road markers some places. And the biggest problem, we run out of odor from the start this morning. But that's not serious. We keep going.
And following Cassie and Pete are the husband and wife team of Tony and Mandy Yo. And Tony seems totally relaxed about the whole event.
Where have you been?
Oh, we've been picking up serviettes, which is I'm nearly finished my doily now.
No serviettes to you.
I don't know, it's just going so slow today. Nothing hectic,
And Tony actually retired from the first event. He rolled that Land Rover in Lichtenberg. Right, here are the leaders. Very